Hi there, and welcome to Apple World Presently. We as a whole heard those tales about how Marjorie Harvey has Steve at her mercy, and one individual who can vouch for that is, as a matter of fact, Michael B. Jordan, since he nearly met a similar destiny when he was dating Marjorie and Steve's little girl Lori Harvey. The roads are saying that Michael is expressing gratitude toward his stars, that he no longer needs to connect with the Harvey family, and that he is protected from Lori on the grounds that she was involving a similar strategy as Marjorie is utilizing on Steve. So is Steve actually that dazed by his adoration for Marjorie that he can't see right from wrong? So we as a whole have some familiarity with the muddled show that has been continuing in Steve's marriage, first with Marjorie's ex emerging to uncover her grimy mysteries, and afterward Marjorie being blamed for undermining him and everything, and there are such countless individuals who accept that Steve is frail with regards to Marjorie, and he is practically similar to her lap canine, and many fans have been thinking about what group Michael is perched on in light of the fact that he has a set of experiences with the Harvey family and realizes them well, so he has a generally excellent thought of what is happening in the family now. A large portion of you all likely think that Michael B. Jordan possibly got to know Steve and Marjorie when he began dating their little girl Lori. However, that is not true, since MJ has a set of experiences with the Harveys that goes further back than this relationship with Lori, and that is the way he met Lori. In any case, Michael B. Jordan was extraordinary companions with the Harveys, and it was anything but an easygoing fellowship. He spent time with the family a ton, and, surprisingly, his folks got to know Steve and Marjorie. What's more, the two families turned out to be very cordial. This person is a decent godman. He is perhaps one of the most pleasant people I met. I met his dad, and you realize I've set up with him. We've talked for quite a long time, and I can't see anything off about him. I'm wanting to let you know that among me and you, well, this ain't nothing among me. And you damnation, we're on television. Applause. I'm trusting this endures. You know, 'cause this is a ridiculously hero man. And Steve was loaded with acclaim for Michael, and he was likewise in full help of the relationship. I mean, from the manner in which he discussed the relationship, obviously he wouldn't see any problems. Definitely if MJ requested his consent to propose to Lori. I mean, he loved MJ and realized that he was a decent man who came from a decent and strong family. So what more could he requested? Well, it was someone. Stunning when Steve haphazardly adjusted his perspective on Michael. Several months into the relationship, he went from being 100 on the side of the relationship to scarcely having the option to discuss the relationship openly. In a meeting on The Ellen Show, Ellen showed him an image of Lori sitting in MBJ's lap, and Steve communicated his distress. Before you all begin discussing how Steve was presumably only weirded out by the image of Lori and MBJ looking all comfortable and stuff, let me remind you all that Lori used to post a great deal of recordings of her kissing future. And Steve had nothing to say regarding that. In the event that there is one relationship that Steve ought to have been worried about, it was Lori's relationship with the future. For no good reason, he has 7 children with 7 different child mothers, and that is an enormous warning all alone. However, some way or another, Steve was more worried about MJ, who he had known for quite a long time and respected. No doubt the math ain't mathing on this one. This present circumstance got significantly stranger when Steve continued a television show on Today with Hoda and Jenna, and they requested him his thought process from Lori and MJ possibly getting hitched. Yes, okay, now Lori and Michael have been dating for more than a year at this point. If he somehow happened to request to wed her, would you endorse? I would need to express so far. Definitely better believe it. No gracious man again. It was unusual that he had such areas of strength for to the possibility of MG and Lori getting hitched when he had recently said that he trusted that the relationship endured perpetually. Well, as per a few group, Marjorie could play a part to play in that. You see, there is this WOWA hypothesis that Marjorie lays down the law and makes major decisions, and Steve essentially consistently goes with anything Marjorie desires, regardless of whether it's not what he needs, since it's only more straightforward to go on than to attempt to adjust Marjorie's perspective. She runs the family with an iron clench hand, and it's her way of doing things, or forget about it. Like, a few sources have affirmed that Steve's own natural children can't stand Marjorie due to the manner in which she has been running things and attempting to remove Steve from their dad. Even Steve's second spouse, Mary, faults Marjorie for destroying their marriage and turning her child Winton against her. In any case, back to Michael, you see what is going on gets considerably more irregular when that's what you Understand, Marjorie never truly reprimanded the relationship while it was all the while continuing forward, and many fans accept that individuals adored MBJ, so assuming she freely dissed MBJ or discussed how she didn't need him dating Lori, she planned to get hauled through the field, so she sent Steve to take care of her grimy responsibilities. I don't have the foggiest idea how legitimate this is. Nevertheless, that is what the web is talking about. And hello, there is no smoke without fire. I mean, knowing Marjorie's previous story, it's not too insane to accept the story that she is running the family with an iron-clenched hand. I mean, individuals via online entertainment have, in a real sense, nicknamed her heroine in light of her past union with drug vendors. On the off chance that you've missed all the tea on Marjorie's past, her initial two spouses were both medication head bosses who got busted by the power. The fascinating thing about this is that on the two events, the specialists firmly thought that Marjorie was engaged in business with her husbands. However, she made her significant others accept all negative consequences for her, so she could go without scot. Do you all have any skills? Wild it is that she wedded not one, but two street pharmacists and made them accept all negative consequences for herself. And assuming Marjorie had the option to inspire them to do everything she says to them, is she fit for having the option to control Steve effectively? Well, you all can conclude that on your own. I mean, Steve initially began seeking after Marjorie during the 90s, yet she wasn't intrigued in light of the fact that he was down and out, and she let him know directly up that she doesn't manage brokies. So Steve zeroed in on his work made millions. Separate from his second spouse, who in a real sense put as long as she can remember reserve funds into assisting him with building his profession, and wedded Marjorie, the same lady who didn't need him when he was as penniless. No doubt Marjorie has had an exceptionally impressive hang on Steve before they got hitched, and it has just gotten more grounded since. However, that is not all MDJ needed to say, since he likewise cleared up a misguided judgment individuals had about Steve when he and Lori separated. Marjorie concealed him by posting this video. "You're sitting too long, it quit smelling, so emerge from there." Steve likewise tweeted, "Love yourself, Margie," and everybody only sort of expected that he was concealing MBJ. However, as per insiders, it was a useful tidbit to him on the grounds that Steve was telling Michael not to battle for his relationship with Lori in light of the fact that somebody else was controlling the circumstances. Now, this multitude of new charges have fans saying stuff like Steve Harvey's significant other. Marjorie has some stuff with her, huh? Her two exes, both medication rulers and cousins, got Steve to embrace her grown-up kids. Individuals said she was controlling. However, I know a genius when I see one. Marjorie is a hawker from way back. She knows the principles of the game, and she plays for high stakes. She's likewise a survivor. She left 2 FBI and DA cases. That lady has abilities. She's sufficiently shrewd to go genuine and assist with bringing in a cash machine named Steve Harvey Proficient Controller, and we can all tell that she is the last manager. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.